Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's do a banner review of the new Zack and Glenn banner and also talk about wishlist priority. And you can also check out my polls right above there. Spoiler alert, they're pretty bad. But I got what I wanted. I actually came back after the 10-minute poll video there. I did more polls. I actually did the first 2 pages and got both of these costumes. But let's dig in and take a look, shall we? All right, let's start with Zack coming in with this awesome Halloween cat costume. And, you know, if it's any more reason just to like, I personally just don't care to look at Zack in the swimsuit. And also, his character model in battle, it looks kind of bad. It's kind of like choppy and it's kind of a bummer, you know? Which, you know, just a general note, I always follow the Square Enix universe high graphics gacha games. That's Mobius Final Fantasy, Nier Reincarnation, and now Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. And the graphics are great, and of course we have all those awesome CGI cutscenes and everything, but in battle, I think Nier Reincarnation looks a little better than this game. They all look pretty good, but Nier looks pretty good, and it's a little more satisfying when the hits connect, you know, like, you all know if you've been playing this game, like, a lot of times, like, the boss dies, but someone's skill animation still goes, and it's just not as satisfying. Mobius Final Fantasy looked even better, but it was very, you know, demanding on the developer end. That ended up being a big problem for the game. In any case, I'm happy to be able to put something else on Zack besides that swimsuit. Of course, I was using a skin anyway for appearance. But let's look at his weapon. This is great. This is the first weapon with 2 debuffs. And it is a bummer that, okay, so we have a water crush, you know, a water resist decrease to enemy. And it is a bummer that the max is low. Because those other ones, the Red Collar and the Lucia gun, they have the high potency, and it's very powerful, but he's coming in with a mid-potency defense break as well, so you're packing a lot of value into one item here, and it's good, you know, deck compression, if you will. And the passives are great, so even later on, you just want it as a sub-weapon, it's going to be great for that. The P attack is going to help you get your R abilities up to 7. And then element potency is always great. It's one of these multipliers that's like a final damage multiplier, very powerful. Maybe even the best sub if you have like good enough spread. The element potency subs are maybe the best. Okay, his gear is pretty cool because it's not as niche, you know, it's general. HP and P attack both 10. So that's nice. That's going to be good later down the line when he gets other weapons and other elements. This will still be good. It looks pretty cool too. All right. I like it a lot. Let's take a look at Glenn. And look at this. Oh man, it's goofy and silly, but it actually looks pretty cool. In my opinion, I like it. Now, another amazing weapon here that's going to have good general usage. One bummer is that there was an error when the banner first launched. This was a physical ability potency, and those specific ones have better values than the general ones. So that was a bummer, and instead of offering compensation for, you know, how much we pulled, they just kind of gave a generic like 3,000 crystals to everyone. And I'm not too bummed about that. I did pull, it would have been cool to get that compensation, but it really divides the player base, and people get really salty if they missed out on it. And a lot of people talking like, you know, on Reddit, like, I'm going to leave the game if they do that again. So, you know, there's 2 perspectives there. So maybe that was a good choice on the developer's part to just kind of offer a generic flat apology to everyone. It was kind of a big mistake, and, you know, playing Nier Reincarnation, we've kind of seen this a lot, where there have been... This isn't our first song and dance, those of us that play Nier. There have been several banners in Nier that got fully refunded. And after a while, it doesn't, like, break the game that much, you know? Like, it doesn't give people that big of an advantage. And, you know, in the case of the Matt Glenn banner, sure, the whales that went hard, like, benefited even more. But you know what? Those whales are going to dominate the top 10 of the ranking events anyway. I don't know. Me personally, I pulled the first page, got my refund, and it didn't change too much. Like, I got one copy of the Hornets and one copy of Aerith's weapon. So, you know, I had a few left over to pull. I guess it boosted me a little bit, but I'm kind of a dolphin spender anyway, so I'm gonna have that natural edge over free to play anyway. So I don't know. Anyway, back to this weapon. This is amazing. You can buff somebody physical attack up to high potency. You're gonna have to cast it twice. Regen too. So this is going to be like Glenn. You know, not a lot of people like him, but I've been leveling him because he's got some great other weapons. He's got like a physical defense, magic defense buff to party that has a heal on it too. He's got a really good like high potency defense break, if I remember correctly. He's just got a great spread with his weapons, and this is going to be something that you're going to want to bring on your physical teams for a long time. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what the element, it's not very niche. It's like, this is a high potency physical attack buff. It's for that reason, I don't think you want to miss this banner. I think like the items here are worth getting. Okay, so his gear is, yeah, similar HP and P attack. Again, general usage, it's not niche. It's going to be useful down the line. We get more, you know, physical weapons for him in the future. You're still going to want to use this costume. So like I said, for those reasons, the Zack weapon's very unique. It's bringing 2 debuffs. They're weaker, but there's 2 of them in one weapon. And that's going to really speed up your damage. If you already have a water cloud, he's going to love being paired with this Zack. And like I said, the Glenn weapon, that was the first thing I put in my 6th slot. I wanted that buff weapon, and luckily I got some dupes of it. And of course you can see my pulls up there. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking. Check this pull out. Oh boy. Let's pause for a moment. Yeah, it's a Murasami. I got 2 Murasamis in this pull, and it put me to, I think I got another one later, so now I'm at OB7. Well, I'll do a separate like account show and tell, like Dolphin 2-month account show and tell, and post that in a few days. So you can see where my weapons are at and all of that, what I've cleared out. Yeah, so I think it's worth the pull for sure. We need to talk about Wishlist. All right, so here's what I'm doing. I think it's pretty recommendable to just go ahead and slot in Matt's Killer Hornets and Aerith's Sun Umbrella, because they both have this broken set of passives that are specific for, you know, magic and physical respectively. And this is one of these. Again, it's like a final damage multiplier based on your stance, and it's very powerful. And then yeah, M attack is going to help you, you know, stack that R ability. I mean, in both cases, but both of these weapons are worth. See, now he's got the physical combo, and they're general, so they can go on any element team, right? And they're always going to be great sub weapons for your DPS. If you're not using them, they're really effective as main weapons too, or second weapons. But yeah, again, good general usage there, and getting your overboosts on these weapons, it's gonna really boost your power using them as sub weapons. And again, no matter who you're using, you know, you can always slap one of these in their subs to boost their damage like crazy. So I would recommend having 2 of your slots for those 2 weapons, and then the other 3 being the like 3 DPS weapons that you're trying to get overboosts on. That's my strat. I did take out, I've mentioned in my previous videos that I put in Lucia's Mad Minute because it also has this physical ability potency passive, the stance passive. But I finally got it. So yeah, now I can just focus on my DPS weapons I'm trying to get overboosts on. And like I said, I'm at OB6. Really, I'm at 7 now on this one, and the Maritime. And I really want to get more on this one. And I can't put in the new Sephiroth Windsword. Next banner, I will be slotting that in. So for you, it's whatever DPS weapons you already have and that you're trying to build more. I would put those 3 in and then have these 2. I think that's a pretty good strat. However, if there's like a good support weapon that you're missing, you know, like for me, it was Lucia Mad Minute, which is awesome because now I can use Lucia as my magic attack breaker, high potency, right? Because I didn't really want to use Tifa before, and now I kind of have everyone leveled, and again, we'll see that in my account show and tell video. But now that I kind of have the spread I want, I can focus on this and just, you know, pour into these overboosts. That's my advice there. And yeah, really, that's those are all my thoughts on this banner. Should you pull? I think it's worth it for sure, unless you're really out of crystals and you're free to play. Then you can go ahead and wish list this stuff later. Again, it's always like you would make a priority to pull if you really want to get the costumes, the gear. And these costumes are good for, again, general usage. They're going to be good in, they're not going to be tied to a certain element. So they're going to be good down the line. I would say it's maybe worth getting at least one of them, maybe for your favorites. I want to like bring up one more thing. I see a lot of talk out there, and I know it's a free-to-play perspective, but people saying, I main Cloud. Oh, but I main Aerith. Get out of that mentality, because yes, that's true right now, that as free-to-play, you can only afford to max out like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 characters. And that like it's whale territory to level up all your characters. But it's not gonna be the case. Like, it's only gonna be a few months before you have everyone maxed, and you want to have like a good spread. You want to be able to grab the right character for the right job. So if you're skipping because, oh, I'm not a Zack main, that's just not a good way to think. You got to think long term here. Gacha games are a marathon, not a sprint, etc., etc. So think about that. Both of these costumes here are gonna have good long-term usage, good general usage. So, yep. And we'll see in my show and tell video that I have all characters. Only 2 of them have yet to be 55. So I have everyone 55 and almost everyone max stat stream. Not the limit breaks, but the stats, and that's, you know, a priority there. Is just use your memory crystals to get those stats first, and then worry about the limit breaks, because of course the summons are the most powerful limit breaks to bring anyway. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're pulling, if you did, you know, what you think of the units, and if you are pulling, have yet to pull, best of luck to you. And thanks again for all the new subs. I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate the support. Continue to like and sub. It helps me grow. It's much appreciated. And I will see you in the next one.